Welcome back to Victory Yard. I'm Mike Adams. Over the next half hour, we're going to celebrate the career of Bobby Orr. For 50 years, the positions of National Hockey League players were very clearly defined. Forwards playing offense, defensemen playing defense. And since defense was such a priority, blue liners rarely ventured deep into the offensive zone. Then along came an 18-year-old rookie defenseman named Bobby Orr, who played the position like no other had done before. End-to-end rushes, slick cross-ice passes, and a scoring touch to match that of any star forward. He shattered the record books while lifting the Boston Bruins from perennial also-rans to Stanley Cup champions. Now on Classic Sports, we reflect on the greatness of Bobby Orr, his unparalleled skill and impact on the game and the city in which he played. On this topic, Orr's old Bruins teammate and fellow Hall of Famer Phil Esposito said, "All Bobby did was change the face of hockey all by himself."
It was a style I always played. I like to rush the puck.
Bobby still has the puck.
I skated a lot. I handled the puck a lot. So when you do that, you know, you're going to be in a lot of plays. It's just the way the game is.
Not only just make one move and get by one man.
Bobby Orr legs it back up through center ice.
He'd maneuver it by 3 or 4 and set up somebody else.
Bill Esposito, shot!
Bobby had unique moves. Fake slap shot and pirouette, control it and walk by it.
Back to Orr. Fakes the shot.
Turn around and walk by it.
Going in.
Changing the whole outcome of a game with one shift, one rush. I mean, just amazing.
All of a sudden, he's got running room. Getting around Harris, putting in. It's 3-2, and Orr scored a short-handed goal.
If he had a little bit of room to maneuver, he would deke the first guy up. Then we'd have to chase him all over the place.
Killing off the clock, 55 seconds.
He was able to execute the give-and-go pass better than anybody.
Flips it across for Stanfield. Back to Orr. Shot, goal!
Orr would take it from behind his net, and he'd take off.
Killing that penalty.
And 3, 4, 5 seconds later, he'd be at your net.
Orr across the line, going in. Shot, goal!
He was doing things nobody else was doing. He was revolutionary. Defensemen up until Bobby's day were defensemen. That was your job. You were going to fall back at the blue line and protect your goaltender and clear the crease.
I don't think any single player, with the exception of Boom Boom Geoffrion, who introduced the slap shot to hockey at the start of the 50s, no single player so dramatically changed the way the game was played. Defensemen traditionally played defense. Now the defenseman can go all the way up the ice, can be a part of the offense.
Before Bobby Orr changed the game, hockey players, with few exceptions, stayed in their positions. Centers and wings on offense, defensemen back, whether it was the National Hockey League or kids in a pickup game.
We played most of our hockey on the rivers and on Georgian Bay, where we would get 10 or 12 kids together and on either team and drop a puck and go. And if you didn't learn to skate or handle a puck, it wasn't any fun. It was a style that NHL teams didn't like. And I was lucky in that the Bruins didn't ask me to change my style. When I played junior hockey, the junior teams were owned by the NHL teams.
The Boston Bruins discovered Bobby Orr at age 12, carrying the puck into the offensive zone, passing and scoring, controlling a game against older and stronger teenagers.
He was recognized immediately for what he was. This was a phenom of all phenoms.
Now, what about style of play, Bobby? Have you tried to pattern yourself after anyone particular in the National Hockey League?
Well, I like to follow. I play defense myself, and I like to watch all the defensemen.
Everybody expected him. He was a can't-miss kid. He got all the labels. He had all the hype. He had everything. He had it in Bantam, in Pee Wee and Bantam, and he had it in he'd skip midget and just went into junior and obviously turned pro at 18. That hype was all there. It was all across Canada. It was in the States, and everybody said, wait, Bobby Orr's coming.
Sanderson was the Bruins' other prospect when he faced Orr's junior team in an exhibition game in Boston.
My dad said to me before I left Niagara Falls, he said, there's going to be 2 people they recognize and remember, Bobby Orr and the one who beats him up. So I fought Bobby in that game, and it didn't bother him. You couldn't intimidate him.
To a lot of people, it appeared that players were picking on me because I was hit a lot. But it was hit a lot because I carried the puck. I had the puck a lot, and this is a contact game.
When Orr was 18, he turned pro. It was 1966, the year before the NHL expanded from 6 to 12 teams. Even though 4 of 6 qualified, the dismal Bruins hadn't made the playoffs in 7 years.
The year before I arrived, the Bruins ended in 5th. After my first year, they were in 6th. So we've had a lot of fun with this rookie supposedly coming in here to help the Bruins. We dropped down a notch.
Actually, Orr's swashbuckling style was a sensation, and he was named the league's top rookie. Then Boston added some key supporting players, and in his 4th season, Orr lifted the Bruins to the top, dramatically, in overtime of the Stanley Cup clinching game.
Shot that was wide, and Keenan cleared it, but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr scores, and the Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Congratulations, Bobby, on a tremendous victory.
Thanks, Don. It's so great. I don't want to say. This team, unbelievable. The guys that are hurt, they're out yelling for us between periods. They're in the stands, they're fighting for us. The guys that are playing goaltending, we put everything together. Just a great bunch of guys. Great.
The Bruins won another cup 2 years later in 1972. By then, Bobby Orr was not just changing the game on the ice. Humble and generous, Orr was building a unique bond with the fans of New England.
You're on the net all the time on those shots from outside there.
No, not really. The goal I did get, I haven't been getting the shots on that. I haven't been getting them through, and I was really trying to just get the thing through and force enough to get on the court.
They're taking it. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
I knew you were doing it again, Tony. I just knew you did.
I think the people of this city and this Commonwealth, they adored the fact that he was one of theirs, and Bruins hockey players over the years, and Orr was no exception, they adopt this community. They don't go home in the off season. They stay here, and they become part of the community.
With Boston at the top of the sport, Orr was also changing the way people felt about the game.
When he came to the Bruins, he really turned that team around, really got people excited about hockey, won a couple championships here. Fathers got excited about it. They got their kids involved in hockey.
He had us do clinics, which only enhanced our popularity. Every Monday we play a high school team around New England. Those were Bobby's ideas. Promote the game, promote, work in the community with the team, and it just works sensational.
If you go around the Commonwealth of Massachusetts right now, in virtually every town, you'll see what they call an MDC ring, Massachusetts District Commission. They should name every one of those rinks Bobby Orr rinks, because every single one of them was built late 60s, early 70s. Every single one of them was built because every kid in this Commonwealth watched Bobby, wanted to become a hockey player.
The fans in any sport like to see offense, and I think my style, helped generate more offense, and I think in any sport fans like that.
And as Bobby Orr came along, the happy coincidence of independent television coming in, so that all his games could be covered. Well, once people could see it on TV, hockey, a very difficult game to watch on TV, but they could follow Bobby Orr. No problem there. Here's Bobby Orr waltzing through everybody and scoring a goal. So it was easy to follow even if you didn't understand the game.
In the days when hockey was televised without the puck glowing, Bobby Orr glowed with the puck.
Here comes Bobby Orr. Still going.
He was not only popular in Boston. I mean, everywhere he played, it's like he was the Michael Jordan of his era for hockey. Everywhere he played, he excited the crowds, and people actually just went to see him, do his speeding around the ice, and his passing was very accurate, and his shot, and he was the most exciting player to watch, period.
Bobby Orr was the only player that I can remember in the history of the NHL, and you got to remember, I started watching hockey in '39, okay? I know who came before. Nobody could single-handedly fill a building. It was called the Orr effect.
Orr gets by Del Vecchio and Mahavlich. Here's Busick and Orr. Orr spun around by Bergman. Still has it. Backhanded. Kicked out by Edwards. We've got a penalty coming up. Orr is down and hurt.
The only story as epic as Bobby Orr's success was its unraveling.
It's a Greek tragedy of hockey. It was just awful.
Certainly my style didn't help my problem with the knee. In hockey, you get hit a lot if you have the puck, and I was hit a lot. You know, people talk about pressure. You know, when I was healthy, I never thought about pressure. I mean, I was having fun. I just played. I started to feel the pressure when I couldn't play like I once played. My knee wouldn't let me. The key to my game was skating, and I couldn't skate like I once did. I couldn't skate as fast. I couldn't skate as long. So then I started worrying, thinking, gosh, I can't play like I used to play, and it was frustrating. And I knew it was coming to an end quickly.
After 10 years in Boston, 6 knee operations, and a contract squabble, Orr left for an injury-filled season in Chicago, then retired at age 30.
I now know I'm no longer able to play.
2 months after he retired, Orr and Boston honored each other.
I don't know what to say. I love you all so much. I spent 10 years here in Boston, and they're the 10 best years of my life.
He came back to this community. He's a huge part of it now, a bit like the prodigal son.
I've stayed here. I mean, I still like going out in Boston. I've got parents, people that are my age, you know, telling their kids, you know, kids don't remember me playing, and you know, get the parents, you know, go up there and get his autograph, and the kids are saying, but why? I said, never mind why, I'll tell you why later, just go up and get it. But no, the parents are saying, you should have seen this guy play. High speed, pucks, the sticks. It's a tough game, it really is. But played properly, it's a beautiful game.
Who knows what Bobby Orr might have accomplished had numerous knee injuries not cut his career short at age 30. What he did accomplish is stunning nonetheless. 8 consecutive Norris trophies as a top defenseman, 3 Hart trophies as the MVP of the league, and Orr was named the most valuable player of the Stanley Cup playoffs twice. 2 months after Orr hung up his skates for good after his brief stint with the Chicago Blackhawks, Bruins fans were afforded the opportunity to express their appreciation of this wonderful talent who meant so much to them, and gave Orr in turn the opportunity to express his gratitude for their undying support. The date was January 9th, 1979, Boston Garden. It's Bobby Orr's retirement ceremony right here on Classic Sports. Oh, and if you're wondering who those guys are on the opposition bench with those weird uniforms and non-matching helmets, they're the Soviet Wings. The Wings were one of the Soviet clubs on an NHL exhibition tour prior to 1979's Challenge Cup. Bobby Orr Night continues on Classic Sports Network.
And now for this occasion, in this building or in any hockey rink anywhere in the world, the man who definitely needs no introduction, number 4, Bobby Orr.
Thank you, Bobby. On behalf of all of the managers, coaches, players that you and I both have played with, it's my pleasure to present you with these 4 different checks. Don't throw them away because they are the real thing. They are checks. And also, it is really a great honor to say that I'm really thrilled to present you with your sweater, number 4.
Classic Sports Network's tribute to Bobby Orr continues in a moment.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I've been thinking a week, trying to figure out what to say to you. Thank you. Thank you. I came out here and I was going to try to be sort of formal. I'm finding it very difficult. I know one thing, when I get back to Chicago and when the Blackhawks see I would like to acknowledge Mr. Billy Wirtz and Mr. Tommy Ivan of the Blackhawks. Billy and Tommy, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the players, I don't know what to say. I love you all so much. I spent 10 years here in Boston, and they're the 10 best years of my life. If you were to talk to most athletes that had been around the league, they would say Boston is the place to play. My wife Peggy and I have had a ball today. I shouldn't have looked at you, Peg. We have had a ball. She loves Boston. My mother and father are not here tonight, but they're sitting at home watching television, and I'd like to say hi to them.
but I love you all. Cheesy, Cash, Doki, guys that are still here. This is a heck of a place. I love you, and thank you very much.